In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make Buckeye Brownies. Hey guys, my name is Erin Courtney, and if you don't know what a Buckeye Brownie is, you've been missing out. A Buckeye Brownie is a dark chocolate brownie topped with a thick layer of a peanut butter, powdered sugar filling, and then topped with a smooth layer of chocolate ganache. It is heavenly. And one thing that I love about this recipe is that you can use whatever brownie recipe that you want. You could use milk chocolate, you could use dark chocolate, you could use fudge, you could use a box. Box mixes are really easy to make, and you could use a traditional or you could use gluten-free. If you want to go a little bit healthier, which is kind of what we're doing today, I'm making the vegan version, which means it doesn't have any dairy or eggs, but you can't tell in this recipe, which is what I like. And another way that I love to make these Buckeye brownies is by using my black bean brownie recipe, because at least I'm getting some fiber in with all that deliciousness. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and check out the recipe link below. And also the brownie mix version of this recipe is in my cookbook, Freezer Pleasers, which you can find on Amazon. Let's do this.
Starting with our dry ingredients, we have sugar, flour, cocoa, baking powder, and salt. Then we're going to give that a quick whisk. Next up are our wet ingredients, which are melted butter, oil, non-dairy milk, and vanilla. Start stirring this together. It's going to be thick, so just be prepared. It will be thick. Put some cooking spray in the bottom of a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. Then we're going to take parchment paper and press that on top. The cooking spray actually helps it hold the parchment paper to the pan whenever you put the brownie batter inside. Since this brownie batter is so thick, we're going to use our hands to press it out, pushing all the way to the corners and try to flatten it out as much as possible. If you're using a different brownie recipe, then your batter may be different. Then we are going to bake our brownies until they are perfectly fudgy and delicious. When the brownies have cooled, we're going to make our peanut butter filling with butter, creamy peanut butter. Beat that with an electric mixer until it's nice and smooth. And then we are going to add our confectioner's sugar and beat that again. It's time to spread our peanut butter mixture on top of the cooled brownies using an angled spatula. You just want to make sure you get it all the way in the corners and spread into an even layer before we top it with the chocolate ganache. Now it's time to spread the chocolate ganache on top. Again, using an angled spatula to get it as far up on the edges as we can. Place the pan in the refrigerator to set for at least 30 minutes before we start cutting. Personally, I am not a fan of corner pieces, and with this recipe, the edges get a little more crisp than my liking, which is why you see me chopping off the edges. But then again, I do still take little bites, like right there. From here, I'm just cutting them into individual pieces based on however big or small you want your Buckeye brownies to be. This last part is optional here. You can store your brownies in an airtight container at room temperature for maybe 2 days before the brownies start to dry out. Or you can wrap them individually in plastic wrap, stick them in a bag, and they are good in the freezer for a good 6 months. Just pull them out to thaw as needed at room temperature.
It's time for my favorite part of the video. I get to eat it. I love wrapping these things up individually and sticking them in the freezer and just pulling them out for a snack whenever needed, which is kind of why I put them in the Freezer Pleasers cookbook, because you can have it now or later, but I'm gonna have it now. Look at that. should be illegal. Somebody needs to call Popo. That wraps it up for today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I love you.